Hi guys, so welcome down to my final what's in the bag for 2020. Well, we're just coming to the start of December in England and I've said this is my final what's in the bag for 2020. Hopefully. I can't imagine in the next month I'm going to be changing anything in the bag, but since I've last done a what's in the bag, quite a few clubs have changed. Now, if you've seen my videos over the months, you'll probably know which clubs are in there. But if not, stay tuned. I'm going to run through from driver down to putter, kind of what's in my bag, why it's in my bag. And I'm going to also talk about the ones that I think will definitely be in the bag through 2021. But there's maybe a couple of clubs in there that I really like how they perform currently. But I am testing some new product that I'm not allowed to talk about just while this video is being filmed, but there's some interesting equipment that might change or might replace stuff in the bag. But for now, let's get on with what is in my bag at the end of 2020. Right, so we open up with the big dog, the driver, the club that nearly every golfer is most emotional about, and in my bag currently is the Titleist TSI 3 driver. Now, when you look at the close-up of the head, you know, underneath it's very, very simple looking. At the back, there's the little weight track, and I always have that weight just slightly towards the toe, and that just lines up the CG with my strike. I've got this at 8 degrees, and the thing that really made me put this in the bag was, yes, I had in my fitting the little emotional bit about the fastest ever ball speeds I'd seen, but what I was more impressed with were the off-centre strikes. How the ball speed stayed closer to my optimum, therefore the forgiveness, even though this is the TSI 3, and the 2 is potentially even more forgiving, I got my best numbers out of the 3. Now, just before I hit this shot though, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're enjoying today's content and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below. Ring the notification bell and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. So as I run through the bag, I'm just going to hit a couple of shots. Got the 18th hole at Pebble Beach. So we know water all down the left. We know where my bad one tends to go. So hopefully some decent swings, but really just show you the kind of forgiveness of this driver. So a nice solid one, a little bit towards the toe. That just held its line, and it's in play. And even though that might not be the longest drive, I do feel with this driver that was definitely my normal strike, just slightly high, slightly toey, club head speed not quite where I'm looking for, but you know, I feel that as I'm trying to work on a little bit more speed with driver, obviously what I need is I need that little bit more forgiveness. Now that is tiger line. I need that little bit more forgiveness so that if I do get that little miss hit, I'm still in play and I've still got a chance. And that's why I really, really love this. And even though there's some very exciting drivers coming out, I think they'll be hard pressed for that to not be in the bag. Right, so that moves me from my driver into my Fairway Wood. And for me, Fairway Wood currently is always 3 wood, and again I've got the Titleist TSI 3. So again, I love the fact that it's very, very simple on the bottom, you know, not loads and loads of forgiveness. I've just got this set very neutrally at 15 degrees. I do really, really like the way it kind of looks behind the golf ball. It was a very, very tight call between this going in the bag and my G410 staying in the bag. So I've got myself just under 250 yards to the flag, tiny little entrance to the green. Let's see if I can zip this one on, give myself an eagle putt. Ripped it. Is it going to chase up? Oh, there we go. And to be fair, if every 3 wood off the deck was like that, I'd be doing that all the time. But I don't necessarily hit that loads off the tee, so it's not a club that gets used a lot in my golf bag. Right, so that moves me from 3 wood into my 3-iron. Now, currently got the Cobra King Utility, 19.5 degrees, stiff steel shaft. Now, again, I don't necessarily hit this loads off the tee, but it is something that maybe on a short hole where I'm looking to leave myself a kind of number in, I would use that, or a very long par 3. And what I do like about this club is I've got myself just under 220 to the flag, is I feel predominantly this hits the ball a little bit higher for me than kind of the 3-iron that would match my set. That one's not quite going to get there, but it's high, soft, and I like, if I were just to move that maybe a fraction closer. Right, so 200 to the flag, so in theory I fancy I should be able to fly this one all the way and land it really, really softly on the green. There we go. So a little bit long, but that's pretty good. And again, what I do like about this club is if I really want to hit the ball in a little bit lower, it still gives me lots of forgiveness, but I can still hit that slightly flatter flight. That lovely little flat one. Just turning over a touch. So you see, it wouldn't carry quite as far, but would roll out. Now, I'll be honest, that's kind of one of the clubs that kind of does a good job in my bag at the moment. I wouldn't say I love it, and it might be one of those that will change. Right, so as we drop down into my irons, so 4, 5 and 6, I've got the Taylormade P7mc. So I love how classic these look, you know, a little bit of forgiveness in there, but very, very good looking behind the golf ball. And my theory for 4, 5 and 6 in these, just a little bit more forgiving than the MBs, which I was really, really tempted to go through the bag. But I've got 185 to the flag. Nice and solid. Play yard. Oh, a bit unlucky. But you can see there, distance wise, was pretty good on the control. And I like the fact that probably lost a little bit of yardage with these clubs because they're not quite as strong a loft. But I love the fact that even a bit of a miss hit still got me kind of around the green, and the potential little bit of distance I've lost with these, I think the work I'm trying to do on my swing on getting a bit of club head speed up, I think they'll kind of offset each other, but I love the MCs for look. So that moves me into the shorter irons. So I went for the P7MBs in 7 to pitching wedge. Now, what I really love about these is very, very thin top line. Absolutely love the look of these behind the golf ball, and they feel, love the feel, love the flight. Ooh, just short, but not a million miles away from the flag. And what I really, really like with kind of this club is, again, it's that ability to control trajectory. So someone might not quite reach. We'll just nudge a little bit further forward. If I want to hit that little lower one in there, I feel I can keep a bit of loft off it. Hit that little lower one in there. If there's any wind knocking around, that'll just stay out the wind and just really, really control that trajectory. So, moving from the short irons into my wedges. So I've got 52, 56 and 60 in the SM8. I've got the F grind in the 52 and I've got the M grind in the 56 and 60, which gives me that little bit of forgiveness. So I've gone for black heads, a little bit of custom stamping on there, which you guys will have seen if you've watched my video on my wedges. But I do like the fact that having been through the fitting, I know, not even so much on my full shots, but my partial shots, the grinds on the wedges really, really suit the way I deliver the golf club. So I know I can just make a good aggressive swing kind of hit my kind of numbers that I need with my different swings. So for example, this one at 80 yards, my kind of 3/4 swing with this wedge should land around 82. And then with a little bit of spin, a little bit too much spin. But I love the fact with, like I said, the bounce and the grinds, I don't have to be absolutely perfect with these to get some very good results. So that moves me into my final club in the bag. So my putter, my Scotty Cameron Newport Beach. Now, a lot of you guys will be very aware of the Newport. You know, it's a very, very traditional kind of ping answer shape putter. But I love the little slot in the bottom. And what that really does is it just changes the sound and the feel. And I love how simple it looks behind the golf ball. And then as a result, when I hit my putts, I've always found that I need something that I like the look of, that suits my stroke. But then if the sound and feel are perfect, just got the absolute perfect putter. Now, I am doing a video that will be on in the next few days about I'm contemplating buying a new putter, very similar to that, but look out for it, because you can make a comment when you watch that video as to whether I'm losing my mind with putters. But I love that, and there's no real reason to change that. That performs absolutely great for me. And then last couple of bits in my bag. Obviously I'm working on swing speed, so I've got the Swing Speed golf sticks, the 3 different weights. I need to use those more, not use those enough, particularly in lockdown in England. And then final bit of equipment, the Titleist Pro V1X. Now there is a new ball for 2021. Ultimately I'll end up changing because it's not going to perform any worse than that, but I love how that performs with driver, fairway, irons, but it's particularly the partial swing with wedges. I get lots and lots of spin with this, so it gives me that added level of control that I'm looking for on those approach shots to the green. It does feel a little bit firmer off the putter, but I don't mind that. I always personally feel something too soft with putter, I'd have to work a lot harder to develop my feel, but that ball works great for me. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's content and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below. Remember to ring that notification bell and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.